I am so glad you're here because the new 52 Cyborg Superman from McFarlane Toys just flew in, and this thing is super. Wait a minute. You guys hear that? What's that? As I was saying, this thing is super fantastic. I haven't even taken it out of the box, and I'm already in love with this action figure. In fact, this thing is so great, it even smells Nerdmazing. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. I don't know about you, but I am super excited about this. So, let's get on with the showcase. Now, for those who enjoy keeping their action figures within the packaging, we'll go ahead and look at this box art first. We got the action figure right here behind clear plastic with clear portions on the sides right here. DC Multiverse logo right here. It's the Cyborg Superman, as you can see. And it's a McFarlane Toys, got that logo right up there. The side's really nothing special, just the name and the DC Multiverse deal. Same here, but you get to tell that it's the new 52. For those who need the UPC, you got that information right there, and a bunch of toy jargon right here. But the more exciting portion is right here on the back with this great cyborg illustration right here of just him just going like completely bonkers, it looks like, getting ready to just do some damage, which I'm guessing that's Superman right down here. So I don't know how he got himself into that, and it looks like the Cyborg Superman is about to lay the smackdown on old Supes here. All right, let's go ahead and open this figure up. Now, as for the accessories that come with the Cyborg Superman, he really doesn't have anything. You do get the collectible card, as you can see, utilizing the back illustration from the packaging. And if you just flip it over, you get a brief description of Cyborg Superman and a poseability if you want to read it. And lastly, you do get his action figure display stand that acts as a flight stand as well. Comes in two pieces with the base right here, as well as the peg for the feet. And then you get the portion that's going to hold this figure up, which can easily slide in like that. And this is probably going to hold him up standing, as well as potentially give him flight aspects. And it does have a bit of a locking mechanism because there's little portions that kind of has resistance as it goes up and down. So this probably indicates that this figure will not have too much stability when it comes to just standing on its own. So you will have to use this stand. So let's go ahead and check out the details on this Cyborg Superman. First off, the sculpt on this figure is wonderful, as you can see. My gosh, this thing strikes an opposing silhouette. And there's just so much detail throughout the whole thing, from the front to the backside. Even like removing the kind of the cape, pulling that back. There's tons of detail on the backside. My gosh, they did not skimp out on any of this. Whoever the sculptor is that did this action figure, kudos to you. And if you know who that is, drop it in the comments below. Then you have the paint job on this Superman. You got the great bright bold colors of actual Superman, the reds, the yellows, the blues, but you also got that great silvery metallic sheen going on in the cyborg portion. But there's even a black wash throughout all the torso, arms, and legs. As you can see, he's very dirty, very dingy, and I love that. He's very kind of like got the battle hardened aspect that he's been like run through the ringer, as you can see, and it's just really great paint job. Now that's through the figure. The cape itself is nice and clean, as you can see. But with the cape, you get that great aspect of just war-torn with the frayed edges. Even like in the middle portion, they've got it cut out, which is awesome. And you've got those great folding lines that are just swooping down. Oh, that is just so gorgeous. So checking out the head of this Cyborg Superman, I mean, look at that menacing sculpt, that face, two red eyes, scowl line. You got partial skin going right down to like the cyborg jaw. It's a very Terminator-esque look. And then you get all the cybernetic parts from this neck. The hair sculpt is beautiful, as you can see. I mean, nice chunky bits with the line detail work throughout. I mean, my goodness, that's actually super, super impressive. And then right there with the S on the chest, that is gorgeous. It's got a little bit of embossing going on. You got texture in there in the yellow portion, and it's really brought out a lot with that black wash that you can see. Just fantastic. Then the cybernetic body throughout the arms and the torso and the abs, all that. I mean, you can almost see like the wire as the tendons going on and as the muscle fibers. It's just fantastic. Then you have the blue portion that is showcasing right here on the arms with all these great kind of segmented pieces, almost like robotic armor that's going on. I can't believe how well they did that. The hand sculpt is great too. All the digits are there with all these little details into the hand, as you can see. Rounded pieces, the cabling, it's just great. And then you go to his other arm, which is freaking fantastic. Again, using the robotic aspect, like a little joint right here, which works out great. And then these kind of cybernetic spikes shooting off the shoulders, shooting off the forearm, just amazing. This hand of his, this tendril skeleton oversized cybernetic hand, this is just freaking gorgeous. All the little details that are in it, for all the little segmented aspects of the finger. Oh, it would have been like overboard if it wouldn't have like actually been able to move, but it's kind of a solid piece. They do have a little bit of a softness right here, so thankfully they did that so you won't break the hands. But look right here in the palm. Look at all that detail of just kind of the bending of the wires and everything that's going on there. That is just gorgeous right there. Even got like the screw aspects that allow him to kind of just like move his fingers. Then down here at the legs, again with that segmented cybernetic armor pieces going out. I mean, I'm kind of like a little bit speechless on how well they did everything on here. And there's a lot of great like little touches of red. Again, more of those touches of the black wash, especially right here in the back. So anything that would be like a muscle on a human being is now a cybernetic portion. And again, look at the back. That spine is fantastic. And it's just so wicked looking as it's like going down there with those points. And all those muscles are just covered in, well, his cybernetic muscles are just covered in armor. Even the feet, they've gone down and did not even skimp on the feet, just giving him plain feet. I mean, look at those pieces. The toes articulate in a way that allow the armor to move. He does have the peg holes right there for that flight stand display. I have to say, this Superman is gonna be like one of your like talking Grail pieces in anyone's like DC collection. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm loving this action figure. Now this cybernetic Cyborg Superman from McFarlane Toys stands at an impressive 8 inches tall when placed on the provided display stand that he comes with. And if you are a collector of the DC Multiverse line from McFarlane Toys, here he is next to other action figures to give you a sense of scale of how he'll fit in that collection. And here are Supes with other action figures just to give you an idea how he'll stand up in your overall collection. Now let's check out the articulation of the Cyborg Superman. We'll start with the head, and as we can see, he's got a nice, very smooth 360 spin. Side to side action is great. Downwards, upwards, very good. Lots of great ease of articulation right there. Nothing at the neck. This mid torso or upper torso portion, he's got great articulation. Can easily go 360 if you want, so which could be kind of a creepy way of posing him if he's like this way as a cyborg. So that'd be kind of cool. Let's see right here at the lower abdomen. Yep, he's got great articulation right there. Got butterfly joints right here on both sides. Shoulders, really smooth there. Bicep rotation, not bad. Double jointed elbows, or elbow. I'm sure the other one is too. Wrist area spins around. Hands can point inwards and can point outwards, so that's good. And let's check out this arm as well, because it's completely different sculpt as you can see from this other one. So let's see if these spikes hinder. Shoulders, not bad, that's really good. And just really great up there. Bicep, excellent. Elbows, they don't go quite as far in as this one does, but it's still a great range of motion. And again, that's probably because of the oversized armor piece. The wrist, nice. The hand, really nice right here for this wonderful oversized cyborg hand. And he does have a great T motion, as you can tell, so you really get a great spread if you need it. Legs, wonderful split, really good. Little motion right there at the ball joint. Now let's check out side to side. Side, great. Crunch, minimal due to this piece right here, a soft plastic. Backwards, you can go backwards pretty well actually, so that's kind of good. That actually would make a really cool flight pose deal, so let's see if we can achieve that later. Let's see, we'll move his arm up. Knee area, a little sticky, but they do bend back fully, so that's good. And it's kind of tricky. There's a lot of locking aspects. You can probably hear that. Hopefully, let's see if I can pick that up. So these are locked really tight. Nothing there. Legs or feet. Point down. Point up. Nice rocking side to side. Good, good, good. Toe articulation. Always with McFarlane action figures, so that's nice. I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else that he can do. So far, really good. Very standard for a McFarlane action figure on the articulation, so pretty solid there. Now, as for what I like about the Cyborg Superman from McFarlane Toys, first off, the figure sculpt is phenomenal. Outside of the very bottom of his feet where the peg holes are at, the whole figure is sculpted with so much details that you can really tell whoever the sculptor was put in a lot of love in this figure. Everything is just mind-blowing. From his hair to the armor to, again, even his feet have sculpted cybernetic armor on it. And that is phenomenal. They could have just had some basic feet and it's like, it still would have been pretty decent. But the fact that they went to that much trouble on this figure is just mind-blowing. And don't even get me started on that oversized extended cybernetic hand of his. That thing is a piece de resistance. Then you have the paintwork. We're not talking about just some bold basic paint, but we get great paint as well as a dingy black wash throughout most of the action figure around the body. And that really elevates the cybernetic Superman, just giving him that look of being battle hardened throughout. The only part that they really kind of slacked on the paint aspect would be the back of the cape, but that may be due to the soft plastic material that it's made out of. And run, don't walk in getting this action figure, because to me, this is a Grail piece for any DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys collector. For the most part, the DC collectible line from McFarlane Toys is great. You get some great pieces, you get some bad pieces, but this one stands above the rest and just everything that this figure has, especially at the price point that it comes at. This is going to be hands down my crowning piece in my current DC Multiverse collection. Now, if I did have to say anything that I don't like about this action figure, it's probably going to be the balance, and I'm talking about the self-balance. With the oversized cybernetic arm, as well as the weight of the cape, it's going to be very difficult imposing the Cyborg Superman without the aid of a flight stand, some kind of display stand. Because honestly speaking, he's just gonna tip over one way or the other. You're gonna need some assistance, especially if you're gonna achieve any sort of dynamic poses outside of a basic standing pose. And even that's gonna be difficult. So, did I miss anything? Were there more pros to this action figure? Or do you think there's more cons about this action figure that you don't like? Drop your comments below, as I would love to talk more about this action figure with you all within the Nerdmazing community. I have to say, the Cyborg Superman was a blast to showcase, and I don't normally gush over too many McFarlane toys, but this one is just near perfection. And if you're a DC comic book collector, a fan, I mean, this is a Grail piece to get, for sure, hands down. And if you like taking your action figures out of the box, this is going to be great to do dynamic poses with and toy photography as well. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by and consider subscribing. And if you're already a member, hey, thank you guys for coming back. Really appreciate it. Also, smash that like button and drop your comments below, because it's so much fun talking about toys and collectibles with you all. Well, you don't have to leave. There's a lot here to do at Nerdmazing. In fact, check out these action figures and collectibles. Well, thank you so much for stopping by here. This is Adam with Nerdmazing, and I'll see you next time.